Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to each and every person who has joined from different locations across the globe. Hi, my name is Kapil Talreja, and I am from Talreja and Talreja. So, for today's session, we have Katrina and her team will be assisting us in knowing the Saudi Arabia market and the norms related to it. Right. So before we go on, I'll just put on the chat box in front of each and everyone so that we can see whether the people are active or not. Uh, Guys, first of all, is my voice audible? If you can just put in the comment box. The comment box is straight below the YouTube link that you have been, the YouTube screen that you have been seeing. Just start commenting in the YouTube comment box whether you can hear me properly. Is the screen clearly visible to you? Okay, yes. One person has commented. Fine, we are good to go then. Of course. Okay, okay, perfect. So let's start with the session straightforward. Katrina is there from Qatar and she will be taking us to the entire Saudi Arabia journey. I'll just ask Katrina to take over the session. Let's start with the session straightforward. And I'll just enable the screen as well. Uh, and let me turn off the chat box for the time being. And during the session, when once we have completed the session, after that, whoever will be having the questions and answers, at that time I will be enabling the screen again. Till that time, I'm just disabling the comment box for the timing. You can of course keep answer. You can of course, if you will have any queries, you can just question the same in the comment box. I'll be trying to answer the same, and the team is also there. Will be trying to answer it during the session. If not, then at the end of the session, we'll be taking all the questions together. Katrina, I think I have enabled the screen, so the screen is also visible to each and everyone, and you can start the session.
Great, thank you, Kapil. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be taking you today through company incorporation process in Saudi Arabia. In the recent years, there was a great demand in this types of setup in KSA. In that regards, I would like you to take you through some government programs that were launched under the country's Vision 2030. The first one is National Digitalization Program. This program aims to transform Saudi Arabian market into the leading digital economy. The program invests in the digital infrastructure and services, promotes the adoption of digital technologies by businesses and individuals, develops a skilled digital workforce, and improves the efficiency and effectiveness of the Saudi government. The second program is National Transformation Program. This program invests in non-oil sectors such as tourism, manufacturing, logistics, and reduces the Saudi economy's dependence on oil exports, creates new jobs and opportunities for Saudis. The next program is a Public Investment Fund. This program invests in strategic sectors of Saudi economy, develops new economic opportunities, and create jobs for Saudis as well. It supports such sectors as energy, infrastructure, and technology. Striven Saudi market has multiple potential areas for collaboration, mostly in software, cybersecurity, e-commerce, and IT sectors. There are several ways to be legally established in Saudi Arabia. The most common way that majority of clients are asking us is the expanding of existing business to Saudi Arabia. It's so-called MISA license that is issued for foreigners, and it is typically represented in 9 different sectors, which I'm going to take you through later on. Another option is mainly dedicated for GCC and Saudi nationals if they want to expand their existing business to Saudi by establishing a branch office with multiple business activities. The third option is entrepreneurial license for startups and small companies, but this is a little bit more complicated because it requires support letter from government entities such as PF, incubator, KAUST, etc. And the last option is obtaining a premium residency in Saudi. It is similar to UAE, the golden visa type. Today, I'll be taking you through the MISIN Corporation, the foreign-owned company. Typically, there are several steps that we need to follow to establish such company. It starts with an application for investment license, the articles of association, drafting and signing, company's registration of the name, registering with government portal MIRAS, issuance of MISA foreign business license, and registration with Chamber of Commerce. The most interest usually in Saudi Arabia is dedicated for trading companies. The first slide shows the 100% foreign-owned trade license. This service is provided to foreign establishments wishing to engage in wholesale and retail trade or e-commerce in the kingdom with 100% foreign ownership. The documents that we usually require is the commercial registers in at least 3 regional or international markets, financial statements for the same for the past financial year. And the main condition is the company's share capital must be at least 30 million Saudi riyals. The company must invest 300 million Saudi riyals in Saudi market within 5 years through assets, employment, and other goods. The next slide is if you want to register a similar company but with a Saudi partner. It is also the similar trade license for the wholesale retail trade, but with a Saudi partner. In that case, you will require the commercial register of the participating establishment authenticated by the Saudi embassy, financial statements for the last financial year of the foreign company. The condition for that would be for a Saudi partner to hold shares not less than 25%. The company's share capital must be at least 27 million Saudi riyals. If the Saudi partner exceeds 25%, the capital must be increased, so the foreign company investment value is not less than 21 million Saudi riyals, regardless of whether the Saudi partner share is 75% or 1. In the end of the session, you'll be able to ask more questions in regards to that. And in the next slide, I'm going to take you through the most common types of licenses that our clients usually ask us about. The agricultural license, media license, mining license, printing and publishing activities license, and industrial license. All of them, they require a copy of commercial register in the home country, financial statement of the same, of the last financial year. And the documents must be authenticated either by the Saudi embassy or by the apostille if the country is a member of the Apostille Convention. In the next slide, I'm taking you through the consultant license for the engineering offices. This type of license requires the setup in the 4 different foreign countries, and the company must have at least 10 years of experience. Obviously, the required documents would be for all 4 entities, and in the same field of the participating establishment authenticated by the Saudi embassy, and financial statements would be required for each entity in the foreign country. Next type of license is scientific and technical office. Also requires similar documents, financial statements for the last financial year, copy of commercial register, and copy of the agency accredited in the Saudi agent or distributor. Another option is professional license, including the law license, so-called. It can be done with 2 options, for non-professional partners and professional partners. The copy of the national identity, if one of the partners is an individual holding the nationality of one is GCC countries, or a copy of national identity if one of the partners holds Saudi nationality, or a platinum residence. This is the requirement for non-professional partners. Obviously, the commercial register of the participating establishment and financial statements. For professional partners, that would be the support letter from the Saudi Ministry of Justice for foreign company applying for the law license. That's the foreign establishment of the law license. A copy of the professional license from the competent authority in the kingdom for each professional partner holding Saudi or GCC nationality. Financial statements and the copy of commercial register of the foreign participating establishment. The conditions for such setup would be the Saudi licensed partner's shares in the investment license must not be less than 25%, according to the minimum limits specified by the type of activity in the guide, and the share of non-professional partners, whether Saudi, GCC, or premium residents, or non-professional companies, must not exceed 30%. The real estate license is also in great demand in Saudi Arabia. The main condition is that the value of a single project must not be less than 30 million Saudi riyals. It would require the same documents as previous licenses, the commercial register and the financial statements. Another type of license, which is usually catering to serve the administrative, investment, information technology, tourism, training, healthcare, insurance and reinsurance, education, advertising, media, logistics services, exhibitions, events, catering, financial services, aviation and ground handling, all of this combined under the service license. And it requires similar documents to the previous types of licenses, financial statements, commercial register. All documents must be authenticated either by the Saudi embassy or by the apostille, if the country is a member of the Apostille Convention. The last but not the least is the transportation license. The main condition over there is the presence in 3 international markets. The company must be operating in the same activity for more than 10 years in the home country and must be among the establishments that provide distinguished quality service in the field of land transport, as evaluated by the Public Transport Ministry. The total percentage of Saudi partners and capital must comply with the capital requirements for the activity, and which not should be less than 10 million Saudi riyals. The documents would be pretty much similar to the previous ones: commercial register, financial statements, and a submission of the business plan for opening the company's branches or their locations mentioned in the economic feasibility studies. This is crucial to establish a transportation license. In the next slides, I'm going to be taking you through the company incorporation process for MISA license. Obtaining the MISA license is the first step to start legally be present in Saudi market. The first step is to apply for the Ministry of Investment, and the detailed report will outline the nature and size of investment activity, financial information about the company's operation. MISA will pre-issue the pre-approval certificate, a confirmation that the company can be registered as 100% foreign-owned. The next step would be the drafting articles of association and signing of articles. At this stage, the investors should be present in Saudi Arabia. Then the registration of company's name is going to happen. The next step is going to be the registration with MIRAS. MIRAS is a government program under Saudi Business Center, which aims to facilitate procedures and provide services for conducting business. Our company is going to take care of all the applications, so you don't really need to worry about it. In the next slide, I'm just taking you through other registrations that we will be doing for you, which is obviously registration with Ministry of Labor and Social Development, General Organization of Social Insurance, and General Authority of Zakat and Tax. The Chamber of Commerce should be registered within 30 days after the company is formed. CR is typically issued approximately within 6 weeks after the submission. It's just a brief catch up on the documents that we require to start the process with MISA registration. And in the next slide, I'm taking you through the government cost. For the first year, the registration for MISA license is around 20,000, and every following year, the renewal is around 62. All government receipts will be provided, and the cost will be discussed as a private matter with each specific client that is going to come to us. In the next slide, I'm just emphasizing that the residence visas are required for all foreign general managers. The employment, the cost of the visa for the first year is around 12,000. And in Saudi Arabia, to be able to open bank account, you need to first get the residency. I'm taking you through some visa fees breakdown in the next slide. Well, it varies, but we do provide the government receipts for everything that we are submitting for you, so you'll get that as well. If you have any questions later on, we can get back to the slide. And in the next one, I'm just taking you through bank account opening because it's also a burning topic for majority of the clients who are coming to us. It is required that a local bank account opened within 90 days of the issuance of the commercial certificate. Foreign investors obviously need to get IQAMA visa beforehand. The registration process requires Saudi companies to open a capital account to deposit the required paid-up share capital, if any. This account can be converted into an operating business account upon issuance of the company registration number. Opening of the bank account typically takes from 8 to 12 weeks. Of course, it depends on multiple factors. The taxation part is one of the big topics of this discussion. I'm not a taxation consultant, so I will not be able to go deep into that, but I'll just give you a quick overview. Foreign investors are subject to corporate income tax at the rate of 20% on their share of the net income of a Saudi company. KSA or GCC investors' share is subject to zakat at the rate of 2.5. In the next slide, I'm just giving you a brief understanding. There is a VAT, value-added tax, from 5 to 15%. All companies have to register with tax authority within 30 days after the trade license is granted. Obviously, the zakat is 2.5 for locals, audit is mandatory, corporate tax is 20%. So you can ask more questions about that in the end of this session, which is going to happen just right now. And in the next slide, I'm taking you through the services that we provide, which is obviously all the registrations related to company incorporation in Saudi Arabia, including all the ministries and government portals. And depending on the product that you'll select, depending on the type of company that you will be establishing, this varies as well. So I think we'll take it further at the later stage when we will have questions from our audience. Kapil, I think I'm done with all the slides that I've prepared. We are ready for the questions from the audience, and my colleagues from Saudi office will be glad to take you through any doubts that you have.
Thank you so much, Kateryna. So I think we shall open the chat box first so that any person who is having the screen, I mean, anyone who is having the questions, they can start asking the questions. I already have some questions probably coming up on the screen. So the first technical question is around, if you can see, it's from Nitin Jain. Kateryna, just okay, fine. If the turnover only is 12 to 15 million Saudi riyals, how will any company be able to invest 30 million SAR? There is a basic question coming up.
Abdullah, do you want to take it forward, or
I think Abdullah ji is there, Julia is there, and
I can stop sharing if needed, because I cannot see the tab. But okay, I mean, Abdullah, can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
yeah, we can hear you, Abdullah ji.
Yeah. I believe this question going to the trading license. Am I right, Mr. Nathan? If you are looking for trading license and you are asking for the 30 million, because we have two cases with 30 million, either trading or real estate. Okay, let's give an answer for both. If you are looking for trading license, 100%. Uh, First thing, the capital of the company gonna be 30 million, and it's not related to the turnover. The 30 million either to be product from your country or product to buy it from outside, or it's a capital of the company to run the company in Saudi. It can be product, it can be warehouses, it can be employees. You can deposit some of the amount in the bank, the rest you can bring product from outside. The most important thing in the financial statement in the CR should mention 30 million. Your auditor end of the year will ask you, did you fulfill the 30 million in the bank account, or as an asset, or as an expense? Did you spend 30 million? And by the way, the 30 million, you don't need to deposit all of it in the first year. You can deposit within 2 years. You can start spending 30 million within 2 years. This one, if we are not talking about trading. Yeah, Mr. Nathan, you answer it's a trading license. But again, if we are talking about real estate, the value of the project should be 30 million. The capital, you can decide whatever you want. Any project you're going to take as a real estate or you are going to develop, it should be 30 million.
Abdullah ji, just one more question in related to this. Is there a compulsory rule that we have to deposit the capital in next 2 years, or we can have the deferred agreement wherein we can mention that we will be depositing the capital in next 3 years or 4 years?
See, when we are establishing the company, they will ask, the Ministry of Commerce will ask when you will fulfill the capital. We can mention 2 years, 3 years.
Okay, that depends on us when we will be declaring at the initial level in the ministry. So we have to mention about whether it should be 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, okay, perfect.
But there is one more important point. Investing in Saudi only for companies, not for individual, unless they obtain the premium ikama, as Katrina mentioned, and she said. But also the premium ikama, it's not easy to obtain and it's costly. If you are talking about, there is two type, there is many product of the premium ikama. But the one that the people outside the kingdom they can obtain is the yearly premium ikama, and this one gonna cost them 100,000 yearly or 800,000 for whole life. I don't recommend to go with that option, at least for the beginning.
Okay, perfect. So
How?
in simple words, I can say only the corporate, there can be only a corporate shareholder. The individual shareholding basis, they cannot open the company in Saudi. They need to have a at least any corporate in their home country, where and not only in the home country but anywhere in the on that particular corporate basis, they can open the company in Saudi Arabia, right?
Yes. If they don't
Okay,
have, we can help them to have.
perfect, perfect. Okay.
As an example, if people from India they don't have company there, we can help them to get a company backdated and will cover all the requirement of Ministry of Investment. If the company, if they are looking to have if let's say one company have one CR in India and they are looking to have 100% trading license, we can help them to obtain CR from UAE and from other countries. We have connection in many countries. We can provide backdated CRs and backdated companies.
Okay,
And regarding
perfect.
Mr. Jane, he is asking how can we establish an RHQ? Mr. Jane, RHQ, if you are looking to have this type of license or to open this office, first of all, you need to keep in your mind that you have no right to do any business with this license. This license only to have an office. There is no bank account. Even if you open a bank account, there is no transaction, there is nothing. It's only to run your business or to follow up your business in the Middle East. And if you need more information about RHQ and you are looking for this one, Ministry of Investment, they are the specialized with that. They will do that for you because it's a long procedure.
Abdullah ji, what is the meaning of RSQ? If you can just give and
Regional
brief to
headquarters,
the
regional
audience.
head,
Regional head office, right?
yes.
I think Saurabh ji has further asked that we can have the branch office in Riyadh then.
See, if someone looking for this type of license, they can approach Ministry of Investment because it's not easy to obtain. They will obtain it for them.
Okay, nice. Nitish ji has also asked one more question related to the 30 million investment. Can this be considered the turnover in 4 5 years? Nitin ji, it will be a compulsory paid up capital. It's in if I speak in Indian language, you can say like you will have to make this capital paid up in next 4 to 5 years. It cannot be done through the it cannot be considered as a turnover revenue. I think Abdullah ji has informed that at least you need to either make it paid up or you need to spend at least 30 million expense, if I'm not wrong. Abdullah ji, if you can clarify
Yes,
a bit more
yes,
in that case.
correct. Capital is capital. People will sometimes will misunderstand between capital and turnover. No, capital is capital. Capital, that means you bring this money with you from your country, either as a product or as a cash. That's mean of capital. But turnover, that means the money that you use it in Saudi to get cash. No, they will not consider it as a capital unless you get some profit and you change the profit as a capital. This one with the auditor, he will do that for you. Is it necessary to have Saudi partner in company to provide cybersecurity service in KSA? No, not necessary. You can go ahead 100% with that. Do you offer a full range of service, including VAT filing, income of employees, and other GRO services? Yes, we are doing that also. Is Saudi and Dubai registration and taxation expected the same? No, Saudi and Dubai totally different.
Is there any other questions that are coming up from anyone in the audience? If you are looking to have any kind of questions, you can ask it right now, else we will be winding up in the next 5 10 minutes. Those who are looking for the presentation, they can scan the QR code. It's already given here about the presentation and ratings. QR code is already given. You can just scan it, and as soon as you scan it and share your details, automatically in next 2 3 minutes you will get the presentation in your mail ID. Yes, Arthakji, you need to, of course, comply with the FEMA regulations. If you are a company in India and you are looking to open a company in Saudi or in any other jurisdiction, you need to comply with the FEMA rules in India. And there are, I believe you might be aware of all the regulations that are to be fulfilled related to the FLA, APR filings, and uh, Form FC. That these three are the things that you are required to comply with when you are planning to invest outside India in any of the companies. So these three forms you will be required to comply with. Apart from this, there can be further regulations as well, but of course you can consider it for the time being. Bhavasiji, we will be having a session on Dubai part separately, wherein it will be a separate 2-hour session that will be coming up probably in August end, if I'm not wrong. On 14th August, there is also a webinar, but that is particularly for the chartered accountants and company secretaries who will be interested in developing the practice in Dubai. So particularly it will be for those. And for the technical session, for the UAE part, we will be having a session probably in August end.
Yes, Mr. Niaz, you can do that. This activity, it's there. We call it higher management consultation. And this one, no need for Saudi partner, and there is no minimum or maximum requirement. Most of the people is doing that. There is many companies who came from India. They are doing the same business. And yes, you can do that.
I guess the questions probably are over from the audience side. Those who are looking for the costing part and all these things, all these things are already mentioned in the slides. If you want to have a brief, I'll just give you a brief about the costing. All the companies who are planning to incorporate a company in KSA, I will be giving a range, a minimum range that you need to have in your mind when you're planning to open a company in KSA. It will be somewhere around in INR. If I say it in INR, it will be somewhere around 15 to 20 lakhs that you need to spend, and that will be a recurring expense as well. So these will be the official government expenses that you have to do, and the official receipts will also be shared with you. But this is many of you might be confused with the SARs or the real. So I'm just giving you the company costing in INR so that you have the basic knowledge at what cost the company gets formed in KSA, particularly for the Indian companies, or you can say the uh, non-GCC member countries, right? Probably it will be around 15 to 20 lakhs INR that you need to be ready with, and this will be the same expense that will happen in future as well, along with the compliance part, right? Mr. Abdullah, there is one more question coming up. Where to register for green energy projects to be done in KSA, and how to get land and other resources.
See, if we are talking about green energy, it's good to go in Riyadh because Riyadh is looking for that nowadays. And to get a land, yes, they will provide you a land for that. No issues. They are providing a lot of land, especially if you're looking for agriculture. Agriculture.
Abdullah ji, just one more question from my side. For the trading concerns, I'm sorry I didn't for the service license as well as for the trading license. I believe there is a difference in the costing as well. Trading license is much more costlier as compared to the service license, and trading license needs the additional approvals, if I'm not wrong.
See, at the trading license, no need for additional approval or it's costly. It's the requirement. If you are talking about only the capital of the company,
Okay,
uh,
okay, okay.
other requirement or there is no separate approvals, no other approvals.
So only difference will be the capital requirement, right, between the
Yeah.
service company and the trading company.
Yes, correct. There's some
And
fishing.
the presence in 3 foreign markets, whereas for the service license, it's only one
Okay.
foreign branch is required. So that's the main difference.
Okay. We have a service license in UAE for providing cybersecurity. Do we have any extra regulation to have service license KSA? No. You need to provide your service license from UAE, financial statement for the last year, article of association, power of attorney, and that's it. Based on how. Yeah, can do that also, but it depends which city we are talking about.
Whether a manufacturing plant setting up will be possible in KSA, and what shall be the costing for the setting up the manufacturing plant in KSA?
See, to set up a manufacturing plant in Saudi, it's not a big issue. The government, they provide you the land, and the requirement is a normal requirement. There is no minimum, there is no maximum capital for the company. They can decide whatever. It depends on your case study and visibility study. Of course, before you're coming to Saudi to open a manufacturing plant, you will have your own visibility study and cosmetic. Okay. You will have your own visibility study for the market, for the land, how much going to cost you, all those details, and you will prepare that visibility study. On based on that, you will decide how much you are going to invest. Based on that, you can decide your capital. But the government will give you approval. But if you are talking about cosmetics, once you get the license and from Ministry of Investment and from Ministry of Commerce, you need to approach Saudi Food and Drugs to get approval from them also. But it's not a big deal. It's easy to obtain that also.
I think we are having. I believe all the questions have been answered, and there are no further questions from the audience side. We can end the session here, guys. We will be waiting for just maximum 30 seconds. So if anyone has a query, they can just post it in the comment box. As after 30 seconds, we will be winding up, and you can connect us. You already have the contact details, so you can just connect us at as per your requirement afterwards. I guess the questions have been answered, and there are no further questions. I think last question is coming up from Bhagalpur Biorefinery. Abdullah ji, there are two questions. There are last two questions coming up. If you can just answer.
Yeah, that's okay. Support for green energy projects like green hydrogen economy. How to get land? Okay, what is the purpose of getting land? It depends. What is the purpose? Are you gonna have a farm or what is the purpose?
I guess they are also asking about the manufacturing side only. That there will
I think
be.
manufacturing side, it's totally different. I need more details so I can give him the answer. Can you please repeat your answer to our question? Yeah. Regarding cybersecurity, again, there is no minimum, there is no maximum capital. And what's required from your side, the commercial registration from Dubai or from UAE, the article of association, the financial statement for the last year, and power of attorney. Those documents will be enough to help you and so we can help you to open your company in Saudi. And you can go ahead 100% without Saudi partner.
Okay, Sabdullaji. Thank you so much for joining in the session. We are obliged, and thank you for taking out the time, especially all the speakers who are there. There are many speakers who have joined just to answer to the queries of all the public who have joined today for this particular case session. Thank you to the audience as well who have joined today. Thanks to Kateryna for arranging a special webinar on this case side. We are looking for more such webinars coming up in the coming time. So we expect the same support from Kateryna. We have done last time the webinar on Qatar as well. So we'll be coming up with the Qatar part as well in the next few months. So we'll be announcing on that part as well. Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you, Kapil. Thank you, Abdullah. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Same here. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye-bye.